Warning! The following program is designed for entertainment purposes only. The guys have no clue what they are talking about, and any correct predictions made are completely luck. The opinions expressed are those of the Fired Up Sports Network, and if you are offended, boo-hoo. Now enjoy the show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Week 7 here, live from Indianapolis. And Jeff, where are you? Live in the Tuanon?
I'm live with Tua.
Live with Tua. Coffee with Tua here on Sunday morning.
Right.
All right. So all week we have been kind of teasing, a big announcement coming today. The team has been putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort to bring you guys everything that we've envisioned this to be. We thought it was time for a change. And Jeff, without further ado,
yay!
It's time.
Yeah, I really like this new one. Thank you to Aaron Bolber. Other people
I was having nightmares pronouncing
it. No, we wound up talking with her, taking care of a lot of the. We didn't know what we wanted really. We had an idea, but we didn't really know how to explain it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
She definitely helped us through the whole process, and honestly, a lot of it was her. I mean, I had my vision, but then she made it even better.
Yeah, no,
it was awesome.
She was absolutely easy to work with, and she was very patient with me because I knew what I wanted.
You were a real pain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sitting there. I'm allowed to be. All right, but yeah, welcome to the all new Fired Up Sports Network, guys. We have a lot to roll out for you within the next coming months, as we saw on Wednesday night. One of our newest additions, our new bowling podcast with the one and only Johnny Petraglia Jr. We have, some new additions in the wrestling world, NASCAR, college football, you name it, we're going to cover it. And as the video said, in a very unapologetic, uncensored, irreverent. I haven't had a coffee yet.
Can't pronounce that.
It's for the fans, by the fans. That's how we stand. That's how we are. We thank you guys for tuning in every week. And without further ado, welcome to the tailgate. Let's get into the top 10, Jeff. There was some pretty good plays last week.
We did all right.
And just listen, just a little side note. Jeff does not pick the plays for this. So
I can't help it if my team is one of the most explosive offenses maybe the NFL has ever seen. That's not my fault. I don't pick those. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. I do not pick them. I pick a few of them, but not really a lot of them.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start out. Oh, hold on. Let's start it out. Jameson Williams, after a big suspension, looking forward to this to play. Lions win big at Tampa Bay.
We said this last week. This man is a beast. Disgusting beast. E.J. Brown.
Staying with the same game. Listen, Garrett Wilson might be him, right? This Wilson to Wilson connection.
I hate that him thing.
I know.
Well, this was one of those, fuck it. Cooper's got to be out there somewhere kind of passes. He just chucked it up, and luckily he had Cooper.
Yeah. So the Olympics are coming, okay, in Paris. Chuba Hubbard is in training for the hurdles competition. There was a lot of that last week.
It wasn't Hubbard, though.
Who was that?
Don't worry about it. The fake
here,
and I think Derrick Henry's finally back. But even if he didn't fake it, I don't think anybody was tackling this guy. This guy is an animal. He's a man amongst men, and I think he's back.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to steal a line from ESPN, but man, you got Moss. How do you let him catch this ball?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And then, no Achane, no problem. Mostert, just doing Mostert things. He's just as fast. I love this team. I goddamn love this team. They're so fast.
I know. Well, speaking of fast, we got this guy. I mean, listen, great
news.
You want
about the Olympics? He's trying to get the flag football Olympics going.
Flag football would be fantastic, but it was a small concern. Came up a little gimpy there.
And this, the block of the year, boom, just knocked him right out.
It was just unnecessary. That was just unnecessary.
And I think we were on the phone together. I don't remember, but I said, "Oh my god!" and you said, "What happened?" That was the sickest shit I've ever seen. That block just came out of nowhere. Nowadays it gets cool.
So you literally said in the chat, like,
the chat. Yeah, I knew it was something.
In the chat, and you were like, "Yeah, that's got to be on." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, that was sick. I said that's got to be in because that was such a good block. You don't really see that much. Everyone gets called for it. They get flagged out all the time for it. So,
what's up, Pete? How's everything, bud? Welcome. Good morning to you as well. Welcome to everyone watching the show. But yeah, I mean, that was a huge block. And then let's get right into it. With the aforementioned Detroit Lions, they are traveling to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore. Huge game, right? A lot of implications here. Jeff, you and I were talking before the show, and I was saying how this line doesn't make much sense to me because the Lions are clicking, right? And the Ravens are surviving, right? But in the words of the infamous Angelo, right? Vegas tells you who to bet. It's just a matter of if you listen. This is screaming to the normal bettor. Take the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Baltimore, I think, has that breakout game that you were talking about.
Yeah. I'm going to be the sucker, and I'm going Lions. I think they're very real. That's a very real team, and I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Mike McDaniel, but Dan Campbell, I always said, was a coach that got away. Players play very hard for him. They will literally probably murder somebody for him. He's just one of those coaches. He turned that team around so quick. They took Goff thinking like he's just kind of like the throw. Like, look, we're gonna use him for now until we find somebody. Right. Goff's the guy. He's the guy there, and that whole team is really good, man. I know what the line says, and I know I don't know. Until the Lions prove me wrong, I'm just going to keep picking them every week because I think they're one of the top teams in the NFC. I think that they're better. If you had a name, because after the top three, it's pretty much over. You have Eagles, you have 49ers, you have Lions, and then there's a huge drop. But I think the Lions can play. They can play with the Eagles. I think they can play
I'm sorry.
with,
Hold on. I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You just said. Oh wait, you're just mentioning an NFC. All right, never mind.
NFC.
I was about.
It's
Oh,
the
I was
NFC.
about.
There's
I was
three
about
teams
to.
in the NFC. After those three teams,
I
it
was.
drops drastically.
I thought you. I was about to call you a
Oh
fraudulent
God,
fan.
no.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna call you a fraudulent fan. That's it.
No. I'm not a fraud. Not like my very popular blog about Fireman Ed, calling him a fake fan. He's a fraud. He is. He
100%.
He grew up as a Dolphin fan. So, and then he quits when the team sucks, and then all of a sudden he comes back. He uses the excuse of it was personal and this because you can't really say anything. Oh, it involved my family. Like maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I'm not his friend. I have no idea. But it's just an easy excuse for people to not get on your case. But half the Jet fans like him, and half the Jet fans don't. So it showed in my blog, man. That thing took off, man. It's there's a lot of people reading that.
And make sure you go to firedupsportsnetwork.com. That's a big one. .com to check out all the newest updates.
Yep.
Apparel, everything. And then Jeff, I know you've been hard at work the last few nights. All of the new merchandise with our brand new logo, as well as our old logo, will be live. So
we also have secondary logos. We have a bunch of different things going out there. So
we're gonna be adding a lot of stuff out there in the next coming days.
Yes.
But let's take this traveling tour. See what I did there? As we go to Arrowhead, as the Taylor Swift Chiefs host the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
I have yet to see on the news if Taylor Swift will be attending today's game. I hope she doesn't. I hope her bus broke down somewhere in an cell phone restricted area.
I think the Chargers are too good. They're not good, but they're too good that.
Oh wow, he showed up. This is one of my coworkers.
Oh.
Yeah, he finally after weeks.
So the Chargers are not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're good, but
they're the worst coach team in football.
They're not. I mean, they're not. Taylor Swift goes to games where they know, like against the Bears, like the Chiefs knew. This is a division game, division rivals. I don't know. I mean, I think she's supposed to show up, but I think they might be too good. The Chargers might be too good for her to show up. Can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, God forbid. I mean, she doesn't want to see her man. She definitely doesn't want to see her man falter. But let's call it what it is. No, I get it. Listen, Brandon Staley he's a dead man walking.
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, he's really, really fucking bad. I just every time you think he can't get worse, he's like, haha, and he does something more stupid. That game Monday night against.
Well, that's what that was a coach suck off. That was McCarthy versus.
That was like
worse.
They both legitimately tried to. Like they were like, oh, who could fuck up more? Like, oh, I got you, and I'm going to do it. Like they literally did everything, to fuck up that game. And I mean, they did a pretty good job. But there's no way. Listen to me. I think that Staley has wasted enough of Justin Herbert's career. There's no way I see this guy being the head coach in LA next year.
No.
As far as this game, quietly, the Chargers defense really has stepped up. Stepped up.
They've been better.
Khalil Mack, Bosa is healthy.
Yeah.
Jerwin James, like these guys are definitely they're starting to click. They're starting to meld. Mm-hmm. And they have to because the offense really isn't giving them what they've been accustomed to in years past, and especially with Eckler being, destroying people's fantasy teams this year.
Yeah. Didn't help me.
Oh, you were one of the victims?
No, I don't have him. I say it didn't help me.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get to draft him in any of my leagues. It's
Good.
whatever. Listen, I could see why he went up there, but
Well, yeah, I mean, he's always bound to break, just to break out a run or do some, score 3 touchdowns. He does it all the time. So, like, it's definitely
it's
one of those.
coming. It's coming. It's just about maybe
Yeah,
this is the week. Maybe
could
this is
be,
the week.
could
I
be.
think this is a big week. A name to look for you prop bettors. A name to watch this week in this game. I'm going to say watch for the kid Rice on Kansas City. I think this is his breakout. I think this is his breakout game. I do. I think that this is the game that he finally cements himself as.
Well, he got Hardman back.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
He's already like going because he already knows the all the plays.
yeah. It's.
So,
I mean, it's not
insert
anything.
himself
But
right in there.
I think Rice is. This is the. Pete, listen. I mean, so far he's been overrated, but I mean, eventually, just like we said about Eckler, eventually he has to. He has to put up or shut up. I think today's a put up game for him. Let's move down to Tampa, to the tale of two quarterbacks that just probably won't be in the league in 2 years.
I'm convinced that Baker Mayfield is a new Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think he's going to be that journeyman that goes from team to team, just to be like that stopgap in between the new. You know what I mean? Like, and he's just one of those guys, just a fucking slinger that just throws it everywhere, doesn't give a fuck. And
I mean, he seems to be gelling.
No, he's definitely working well with the Bucs, but I think he's just going to wind up being one of those guys. I think he's going to be a Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's going to start bouncing around, and I think he's better, obviously, than Fitzpatrick, but he just it looks like the route that he's taking right now. But I mean, I will say the Browns kind of look kind of stupid now a little bit. Their defense is great, but if you have a guy like Baker, I think Baker right now is probably better than Deshaun because Deshaun's not really playing. Like, and it doesn't seem like he wants to come back either this year.
I mean, supposedly he's on pace to play today. Of course, he's got to go up against my Colts, but I still don't trust. That's another story for another day. I think that Deshaun is he took the Browns. He robbed, but he didn't even take a gun into the meeting. It's for this game here. Last week, Jeff, you had dropped us a little nugget that Desmond Ridder was undefeated at home.
He was. Yep.
He was.
And
just
how I
just
normally
like you,
do it, I fucked that up. And yeah, I didn't pick them. No, I don't think. But
you didn't pick them, but your streak in our perfect parlay and Desmond Ridder streak came to an end. Went right to shit. Listen, I think Tampa Bay's offense is good enough to score on Atlanta. Atlanta's defense really isn't scaring anybody. This is going to be a game.
I think it's the most underrated defense in football right now. I'm not saying they're shut down, but like they're a lot better than people think they are.
I'm one of those people that don't think that they're good. But my thing too is that I think Desmond Ridder gives away way too many games and gives up way too many short fields with the.
Yeah, I think he sucks.
I just don't think like the game. I think is too fast for him. I don't think he's translated from college. Cincinnati didn't really play this kind of offense. You could listen, guys. It's very simple. When you're drafting a quarterback, you have to pay attention to the system that they run in college. It's not like a coincidence that the same systems in college translate, to the NFL, and the ones that don't translate. We're not reinventing the wheel here. The Cincinnati offense is, it was a pistol offense, two tight ends. And you're going to a team in Atlanta that's trying to like fling it. You got Kyle Pitts wasting away. Drake London is starting to pass away. Cordell Patterson. Okay, last year was Mr. Everything for this team.
He killed him.
Mr. Everything.
Until you just mentioned it. The first time I heard his name all year.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's been a healthy scratch the last 2 weeks. I could be incorrect, but I'm almost certain that he's been a healthy scratch the last 2 weeks. I get Bijan is the guy, but you can't discount what Cordell Patterson did for you last year in the least bit. The guy was the super utility weapon. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and dude, he was like a fantasy. Like he was fantasy gold last year. My God.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Pete just confirmed what I was saying.
Yeah.
Healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row. That's insane. Insane. All right, we've wasted enough time on those two guys. Let's get into the matchup that everyone's talking about. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Miss Underwood.
Some people are calling it the game of the century. I don't know. That's what people are calling it, not me. People are talking.
Yeah. People say. People say. Yeah, of course. Ducats, good morning. Where's your video?
Ducats.
Miami and the over. You're another Miami. He's another
the
Miami fan.
The over is perfect for this too because I agree with that 100%. I think Miami's hit the over in their games away the last like 5-6 times in a row. Philly's hitting their over. Like it's definitely the over is going to be there. The defenses aren't. Miami's defense isn't there yet. But Jalen Ramsey's coming back, and I already screenshot a few people talking shit. I will, when the time comes, I will make sure that those screenshots will be posted back up and everyone can see. And then we just make fun of that person over and over and over again. But both defenses, the Eagles got a scary pass rush. The problem is they're giving up a lot of touchdowns passing and a lot of passing yards. So that rush might be very good and it might be getting there. But one guy who's good under the pressure and good under the rush, Tua. He just got fast guys. He just throws it at anybody, and it is what it is.
No, listen, I get that, and that kind of was the point that I was going to make, was that Philly pass rush is good against like those pocket passers, and Tua just gets rid of the ball
too fast.
Way too fast.
That's going to be huge tonight. Quick hands, go, boom.
Like stupidly fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy but that's how they want to run that offense, and it's obviously worked. And it helps when you have, Usain Bolt and company on the outside as your wideouts, as your weapons.
Right.
Like I don't think McDaniel's like literally clocked everyone. He's like, okay, you're running over 4 seconds. No, sorry, you're cut. Like he didn't want anyone slow. Like nobody.
And I mean, first of all, I think I said it from the start when they hired him. I said, this guy, I said the year he was with San Fran as the offensive coordinator, I said, this man is a big football nerd. And he is an offensive like scientist. The guy's sick. He specializes in the run. Rush is him. He's all about that. The passing, he's not really into that, but he creates these weird running. Like you got to see some of these runs that these guys have, and if you really watch where the motions and everything, if you really watch it, you got to see this guy is a fucking genius. And he doesn't really do anything with passing, but Tua is that good. People are going to say he's a system quarterback, and that's fine. You can say it all the fuck you want. The idea for a coach stop me if I'm wrong. The idea is you want to have your quarterback and you want to create a system for your quarterback. So
100%.
In essence, every quarterback is a system quarterback. So I don't want to hear that shit. Anyone can just go in there and throw it. I don't think so. He's so accurate, and Tyreek Hill says he's the most accurate guy he's ever been around. And that's what it is. Like, is he the best? Probably not going to be the best, but he's accurate. He does what he has to do. The guy's awesome, man. He's very, very awesome, and I'm so happy. I wasn't happy on draft night, but I'm very happy he's on my team now.
Jeff, this is historic right here. It's our first Twitch comment.
Oh, nice.
Velez, what's going on, buddy? How's everything? Yes, Pete, this is the real Alabama matchup. Former Alabama quarterbacks going back to back.
Yep. I remember Tua took over for Jalen Hurts and then won them the championship.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
This is, I mean, listen, it goes to yes. Mike McDaniel definitely deserves a lot of the credit.
Shanahan, but Shanahan, that guy's
a genius.
That guy's all time. He really is. Yeah. He creates really good coaches. So yes, I do agree with that, but let's not give McDaniel, Just give him a little
Don't
bit of
discredit
credit.
him. Yeah, don't discredit him. Guys,
No.
also really quickly, for those following on Facebook, please do me a favor. Above our ad, on our stream, there's a little button to click to add StreamYard as an app to Facebook. It's literally 2 seconds, so that when you comment, we can see who you are and we can, obviously continue the dialogue. But yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure who this is, but it's all about putting your players in the right situation to succeed.
That's all it is.
Absolutely. Listen, Brock Purdy is being called. Brock Purdy is being called whatchamacall.
He's another one that says assistant quarterback, overrated. Yeah. No, he's just the perfect guy in the perfect situation. Like,
wait a minute.
I'm sorry, but you
don't
put people in it.
Who is this? How do you not know that? I've been a Colts fan since '98.
You can't even call him a front runner because they suck.
Yeah,
and he hated Anthony Richardson, so that's another reason why.
Yeah, so
can't call him that. It's James.
James, what's going on? No, it's not popping up. You got to add StreamYard as an app right above. So if you go to our when you click on the thing, the stream, there's a little. It's StreamYard.com/Facebook. Once you just click on that, it'll generate, so then your name will pop up moving forward, so we can see who you are. But speaking of Brock Purdy, we're going to fast forward to Monday night. Okay.
What's that, Ambro?
Yes. Now reeling San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. This is going to be a comeback game for them, man. This is going to get right game. They lost last week. They're not happy about it, man. They're going to take it out on the Vikings bad. Like,
no, listen, I get it.
Bad.
But it's going to come down to a couple things, though, right? What's the health of Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, all of these guys?
Deebo's out for like 2 weeks.
So Deebo's okay. I hadn't checked.
Yeah, he's out for like 2 weeks. McCaffrey is questionable. That's the problem. Everyone's questionable, but I don't care. I still think they're gonna absolutely just mollywop the Vikings.
Yeah. So listen, Billy, who obviously couldn't make it to the show today, but he'll be on in a little bit. He jokingly on his segment last week spoke about it, but I really am starting to believe that Justin Jefferson is not playing another game this year for the Minnesota Vikings.
You're smart.
Because in theory, there's no reason for him to be in here. So my thing is this. You have the trade deadline coming up October 31st. I still firmly believe that Kirk Cousins will not be the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings on November 1st, because I think he's going to be traded somewhere because he's the end of his contract. You're playing for literally nothing. At this point, you're going to try to tank to get to a higher draft pick.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get a higher draft pick. You're going to save JJ. There's no reason. I still think I still think the Jets make the most sense.
I'd like to see Kirk Cousins go to Atlanta.
I see. It would for me. Yeah, I get it. But the thing is this: they have a suitable quarterback on their roster. It's just not Desmond Ridder. They have Taylor Heineke, who's a proven commodity.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. Right now, the few teams that I think would make sense for a Kirk Cousins trade. Okay. The Jets.
Yeah.
The Patriots. Okay. I think the Mac Jones Zappy experiment is done.
Yeah, but I also, because before this, Bill Belichick quietly signed an extension, so they're not getting rid of him. He ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. He's not going anywhere.
That guy wants a quarterback, and he's gonna do whatever he has to do to tank it. He don't give a shit. It's not gonna kill his legacy. It'll never kill his legacy. The guy's gonna be all time forever. He needs a quarterback, and there's a couple out there. It's a deep quarterback.
Listen. Just look at and you could throw any team out there, right? Mm-hmm. But just look at teams that are in the hunt, sort of, that could use a quarterback. I mean, would it be insane to say that the Tennessee Titans go make a trade for him?
I can see it.
You could see it. Again, they're right on that cusp. I think I think that Tannehill has held him back, and he got benched last week, right?
Yeah. We got hurt.
Whatever. You have Levis. He's not ready yet, right? Because he's still putting mayonnaise in his fucking coffee.
Disgusting.
And then you have
he's
Malik
bananas,
Willis.
like just like the whole thing, skin all.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. And just to think, that's the guy I wanted my team to draft.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but real quick, let's before we go to commercial for this 49ers game, I think that it's going to be the most telling part of the season. San Francisco has to come out balls to the wall, fire.
Yeah, they will.
They look. Listen, and if you remember last week, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start going back to the show and cutting clips so I can keep receipts.
Yeah,
I said it last week that you guys were discounting how fucking good the Cleveland Browns defense is.
Yeah.
They are good, man.
They are very good.
They are very good. They get after the passer. They have a good secondary, solid linebacking core. Their biggest fault is that they have arguably the fucking worst offense in football.
It's pretty bad. But their defense, you're right. Their defense is number one. Like it is. They're very, very good.
They're a solid defense. But
Jim Schwartz. Guys.
Yeah, listen.
Certain
guys know what to do. Like they know what to do. All right, but let's go to commercial. We'll be back with Billy's big segment. All right, so we're back. All right. Huh?
No, I said, how cool is that?
I know, right? You like it? Our illustrious partner, Billy, is on daddy duty today, so he couldn't make it here today, which, family first, right? But he made sure to cut a video for us. So without further ado.
Push the button.
Good morning, everybody. Just because I can't be live in the studio today doesn't mean we weren't going to push the button for the people. So let's get right into it with the New York Jets and Zach Wilson. The Jets have obviously figured it out. Zach Wilson is obviously now back to looking like the number 2 pick everybody thought he was going to be. And the Jets are well on their way to a playoff run without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, get healthy, stay on the sideline, wear your headset, help Zach out. Just let this man lead your team to the playoffs, and we're all good from there. And a team that looks like, I don't know, maybe they're not going to the playoffs at all anymore. The San Francisco 49ers, who at this point are lucky to be a wild card team because Brock Purdy's back to looking like Mr. Irrelevant after that game in Cleveland last week. Then you have Debo's out with a hairline fracture in his shoulder. Trent Williams is out. Christian McCaffrey's probably going to be out. They might not beat the Vikings on Monday night. They have a lot to be concerned about. If you have future bets on the 49ers, you should be concerned. It's going to be a rough road from here on out. I don't know if they're up to the challenge. I don't know if Kyle Shanahan can handle this. Push the button. We don't know where they're going from here in San Francisco. But a team we do know where they're going, the Cincinnati Bengals and that handsome bastard Joey Burrow, they are going back to the top of the AFC where they belong. The calf is looking good. Jamar Chase is looking unstoppable. The Bengals have figured it out and put it all together and are about to go on that run with the first stop being the division, then into the playoffs, and they are going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl like I thought they were since August. That's it for me today, guys. I'm out of here. The button's been pushed. Back to the boys in the studio, and enjoy your Week 7 action.
He gets so into it. I love it. He really, I think we finally found his niche. Sarcastic journalism.
Good.
Yeah, sarcastic journalism.
I do like it. Like he does get a little crazy. It's like the old show we used to have with him, The Bottom Line with Billy Punch, and he used to just go off for like 60 minutes.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was just sometimes too much. There we go, James.
I'm
beautiful.
-3. All right.
Line moved. Yep. Deshaun active and starting today. Good.
Probably got a nice massage, ready to rock and roll.
Oh, he's right. He got all his muscles rubbed.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, God bless him. It happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what else do we have on the. We do have a special guest coming in, so let's just wait. All right. So while we're doing that, let's get into our perfect parlay. We haven't hit one in a little bit, so but we're there. We're on the cusp. We just have to figure out how to. We hit one, so not 1 out of 7, not terrible. We just have to figure out how to get Billy to make good picks. That's all.
Yeah, I'd like to bet $100.
You want to pick a team?
Still have the old fired up on that one, man.
I know. I got to change it. Listen, baby steps, guys. Baby steps. All right. Time for the perfect parlay. I'm pretty confident in this one this week.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, listen. The first two go without say, right? Tua over 276 and a Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown.
I picked Tyreek Hill just so everybody knows. I didn't pick both.
Yeah.
Billy picked the Tua.
Yeah, that's fine. I took Amon St. Brown over 6.5. He's actually he's hit this in like 12 of his last 14 games, which means he's going to have 2 catches for 15 yards today. Put it in the books.
He's a real number one too, man. And then I was reading a few things, and they were saying this guy, they call him a dog. He's a dog in the locker room. He's a dog on the field. He's a dog certified.
I mean, listen, his brother's in the NFL too. Good, some good genes there, man. And then Jeff,
his dad used to tell him he sucks all the time just to make him keep going. So he says
exactly.
Still tells me sucks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the infamous Race Marsh. What did he take? Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown?
Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown. Yeah, I like that because I got him.
I do. I listen. I like the call. I like it. But yeah, so it's funny. Listen, we do not promote gambling. We just give sports advice. But yeah, James, 100%. Deshaun Watson is activated, and the line goes down.
Yep.
Say what you want.
Yeah.
Giants +3. Listen, Giants.
We're advisors.
We're advisors. Yeah.
Not gamblers.
No, we're not. We're not gamblers. We did just recently add an employee of DraftKings to our roster who's going to be doing some work for us. What else did we add? NASCAR. We added college football, bowling, wrestling. We're covering the spectrum. We're like the Ocho.
We have we have a hockey show getting ready to go soon. It's going to take a little bit of time for that. NBA, we'll have NBA soon with Mike Martell, and his co-host. So we'll have a show with that. There'll be blogs. I mean, if you go to the website, firedupsportsnetwork.com, you can see all of our blogs there.
You guys have been pumping them out.
We're trying to be as active as possible.
And I think you got one coming out after the show about kind of like
kind of like how we where we start. When we started this thing back in 2021. I say back, but it's only 2 years ago. But yeah, I mean, we've been on it's almost been almost 3 years since we've done this, and it was kind of like down memory lane kind of thing. It was changing the logo, kind of like got me thinking. I was like, let's just do this. So yeah, that'll be coming out right after the show.
No, absolutely. And make sure you guys listen. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media. We really appreciate it. Please, go to YouTube, subscribe. Instagram, X. We are on Twitch. We're going to be changing up a few more things to make it more accessible to everybody, as well as bring you onto the show. We are also
the group. It's a private group. May have been a bad decision, but
it was. But
great. Share the group with everybody. Bring in whoever you want. They know sports. If they like sports, if they just want to, it's fine. That's what we're doing. So, I encourage troublemakers. I will go after trollers. I don't like trolls. I do enjoy a nice arguments, and we have one that always goes down. It's Frankie Mongoris and Rich Ambro. I think that's like one of my favorite.
We should invite them on for the Rage Room
I would
and just let them go at it.
I think it'd be awesome. Like I said, those two should definitely have a show together. It could just be them screaming nonstop about Mahomes being overrated and Russell Wilson sucking and all stuff. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I would tune in. I would just tune in for that.
I would join in. Just because I like stirring the pot. I'm a shit starter. So like it is what it is. No, I enjoy doing it, but yeah, no. Anyone that talks shit, that wants to talk shit, I don't give it. Like any sports, it doesn't matter. Share the page, bring people in, invite them. We don't decline anybody. So
yeah, and for anyone that's interested in becoming a blogger, a writer, or actually having your own show, please reach out to us as well. While we're up, our special guest has arrived. So hold on, let's get him in.
And throw your shit out on the table and lay it all on the line, baby. Jim Duffy.
Say, make money, money, make money, money, money.
Oh, there he is.
Nuggets.
There he is.
Good morning, everybody. How you making out?
Doing well, my man.
Sorry, I didn't have time to make a nice little background like you guys got.
It's all right. Listen,
it's good enough.
Jeff just figured that out about 36 seconds before we went live on the
I'm so tech stupid, like it's bad. So bad at this. But
I was driving, I was watching you guys, I was like, man, they got cool backgrounds. I'm like,
yeah.
It's just gonna be the office where I sit here and I hammer out these picks.
That's fine. So Duck, one of our other followers, James from down in the DMV area, he does something similar where he gives out picks and whatnot.
Does he?
I noticed. I plead the fifth, bro. I plead the fifth. But yeah, like I'm noticing a lot of things. So I'm sure you're familiar with Angelo from Whitestone Lanes.
Oh yeah,
you're familiar with So Angelo comes on all the time. Yeah, everyone knows Angelo, right? So Angelo's favorite thing to say, okay, is the team to pick is right in front of you. It's just a matter of if you're smart enough to see it. Because he's saying that Vegas tells you who to pick, but the problem is that people use their logic instead of the actual logic to make their picks. So I mean, when you're looking and you're building your spreads and your picks and whatnot, how do you attack it? Like, how do you go? Like, what's your? I mean, as much as you're willing to divulge.
Oh, I'll tell everybody.
I was gonna say, don't give away all of it. Jesus,
I want everybody to beat the book. That's the best thing. Beat the book. So my thing I go is there's a lot. I fade public perception. That's my biggest motivator. You guys think somebody's good? Oh, they had a big win on Monday night. Well, guess what? They're gonna have a flopper on Thursday. They're gonna have a flopper on Sunday, 9:00 in London. That's one of my biggest motivators. Messed up lines is another one. You see guys. I go home to home. 6 to 7 points. You're home here, you're -3. You're on the road, you should be +3 against the same team. That's how I do it. If that number doesn't make sense, then there's something fishy there, and that's where I start going into. You see a team. I'm trying to think somebody this week. On the road that's overinflated. I'm like, would they really be -10 at home? No. Why are they -3 on the road? Why are they -3.5 on the road?
Well, that's we were talking about earlier before. I'm not sure if you saw. For me, the biggest rat on the board this week, that I feel like everyone's going to jump on, is the Ravens -2 against the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a 5-1 team, a team rolling, going on the road. So you're telling me that it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. That line does not make sense to me.
I agree. I've looked at it over and over again. It's one of those things that I'm questioning, and I'm looking for where the public perception's at.
So I could tell you where it is. 63% of the money right now is on the Detroit Lions,
and the line staying flat.
Flat. It opened. No, I'm sorry. It opened up at Baltimore -2.5, as of over 2.5 and 44. As of right now, live, it is -3 and 43.5.
Well, see, the 3 is the big number. That's, to me, that talks try and push more action, because people are afraid. They'll buy points. By the way, rule of mine: I never buy a point. Sell points, never buy points. Sell them all day. If you like a team at 7.5, right, and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy that half a point. Why? With that point, then that's not the game for you. You're picking a wrong game. Just cross it off your board. You're better off if you're going to take a team that's -7.5, pump it up to -9.5, get +180. Why not? If they're going to win, what do you think? They're going to win by 8? Okay, then you know what? You caught a bad break, but at least you were getting +180 as opposed to -135, 155. Like, who wants that?
Right.
You go 1-3 at -155 odds. You broke even or lost money. Or 2 and 3. You broke even at -155. It's a bad bet. We'll get more into it. We do this for baseball too, right?
Oh yeah, we do it for everything.
Baseball season. Jimmy Duckett only takes dogs. That's it. I'm letting you know you're going to win 10 in a row, but you're going to lose 10 in a row. Can you eat it? But when you win 10 in a row, everything's going to be +135 or better.
Well, that's what it is. It's like
Jimmy Dogs, love it.
Because Jimmy gets Duckett.
I'm retired from this field for many reasons, but whatever the case is that, but like you have, like, this is all about riding the wave. Like, especially you're talking about baseball. You see a team winning 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. You ride that wave until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, you ride her till she bucks you.
Yeah, exactly. It's well, here, this is real quick, Duckets. This is, like I was saying, James in the group kind of agrees with what you said. He said, if you feel like you got to buy points, to take the other side.
Absolutely. True.
It's all logic. When you
100%.
It's
and
all
I'm a
logic.
live guy. I'm a live better guy.
Yeah.
So when I give you my picks, like, listen, people ask me how I'm successful at it. People don't believe I'm successful at it. You come over to my house, you'll see if I'm successful at it. I bet a game. I may bet one game 3, 4, 5 times during the game, or more, depending on the game. Because if I like the team +7 and they go down 7-0, they go down 14-0, 10-0, whatever, and that line busts up to their +13.5, +16.5. What are you kidding me? The average margin of victory in an NFL football game is 3 points. So why wouldn't I take 16.5? Why wouldn't I keep rebetting that? If I like the under of a game at 44.5 and it came out real quick, opening kick return or a pick 6 or whatever, or a big play, which doesn't happen. It's not big play. Boom. And that line went from 44.5 to 52.5. Why aren't I taking it again? Hammer it again. 52.5 under. I did that 2 weeks ago. I kept preaching about it in that Oregon-Washington game. Hammer the under. I think that under got to 84.5 at one point in time. That was the highest that I got the under on it. And it went under the regular spread.
Well, it's like I say about when you're getting a lot of points, like what was it last week? Someone was getting 13.5, 14.5. They're professionals too, all right? They get paid to play also. So they're not just going to lay down. That's a lot of points.
Listen, one of the biggest, like they say it all the time. When you see a team favored by 10 or more, bet the under every time.
Yeah.
Bet the under every time.
Yeah. Blowouts don't hit overs. Overs do not hit in blowouts. You need a tight game. That's another rule line. And another rule, which a lot of people don't follow, is never take a worse line than you could have gotten in the beginning of the game. I don't care they're kicking the crap out of the team and people that bet second halves and they don't equate what the original line in the game is. They're up 14. The line on the second half is -3. I'm going to take them because they were kicking the crap out of them in the first half. The line on the game was only 2. Now you're really taking a -17. People don't realize that. Same thing, over-unders, the whole thing. Everything equates back to the original line. What you got it there. Middling games, taking the over here, and then you catch an over of a game. The first half is a shootout. Well, guess what? They're going to make adjustments. They're going to change their coverages, and the second half is, in most cases, going to be an under.
Yeah, home dogs +3.5 to 5 all day.
Yeah.
Those are usually.
I love home dogs.
I love home dogs. I love home dogs.
It's just sometimes you look at it and you're like, So Duckets, I don't know if you use any websites, right?
I use
So
a couple just to keep track of numbers and
likewise. So one of the sites I do like that I find to be very straightforward is Covers. So Covers will update literally by the second, where the money is and everything. And I always like to see where the public perception per se is. So, being that, with that being said, which two teams, guys, do you think right now has the most public money on it right now? Which two teams?
Buffalo.
That is one.
That was one I was thinking about. Buffalo.
Buffalo right now
Also
has
scares me. Also scares me.
Buffalo has 71% of the money on them for this game.
And they always go in for like a stinker. Like when you think they're gonna blow a team out, like the Jets, they lose. The Giants were in the game the whole time. Like that's embarrassing. It's just there's something about the Bills. They're either nonstop, like you cannot stop anything that they do, or they just suck and you can just run right through them. Like there's no in between. They're either very good or they're absolute shit. I don't know. They play down to who they're playing. I don't know how it works, but it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It scares me, that game. That game really scares me.
James, it's not the Niners, and Pete, it's not the Seahawks. It is a game that Jeff and I discussed.
The Rams?
I will give that clue.
Oh,
It's probably the first game. The first game we did.
No, it is not.
No.
The Rams.
It is not the Rams.
Really?
Niners? No,
Nope.
They said Niners. They said Niners.
It's not the Browns.
I'm afraid.
You wouldn't expect this team to have so much power, and it makes me wonder why. Because I understand what they're going against, but I'll give it to you. Yep, right here.
Chargers?
Tampa Bay Bucks.
I don't know. I just kept going through all the games we did.
Listen, I get it. I get it. Desmond Ridder is not good, but again, to Jeff's point, guys, these are they're professionals. Like at some point, that coach is going to say, "Okay, listen, dipshit,
I have a mortgage to pay, you son of a bitch."
Yeah, you're just going to hand the ball off, and your biggest pass is going to be like a 3-yard, in. And that's really all you're going to do, because I can't trust you to throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field. Yeah. That's basically what's going to happen. Every once in a while, the broken coverage, he's going to hit, someone open. But I can't trust this kid if I'm an NFL coach. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But so Duckets, now that you wrote out your script, you let everyone know how your brain works. Do you have a BDP this week?
I have a couple BDPs, but there's, I love, and I hate to do this, I love, what's his name, the tight end over in Philly today?
Goddard.
Love him. You know why? The Dolphins historically cannot cover a tight end.
Yeah, it's true.
Historically, cannot cover the tight end. He's going to get loose. He's going to catch. He's going to break hearts on third down, have a couple catches, 20 here, 10 here. He's going to break his 40-yard number. He'll be well over his 40. I think his number also is over 3 catches, but it's like minus 180. So you're looking, the book saying, hey, he's going to catch 4 balls or more, right? They're almost guaranteeing it, I feel like, at minus 180. Why not move that line to 4 or 4.5 or whatever? It's going to be around that number. He's going to catch 4 passes. He's going to break 40 yards.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the over in that Dolphins game. It was 51. Now it's up to 52, but the public's still betting the under. Public, for some reason, thinks that.
No, dude, this is definitely going to be an over game. This is definitely going to be an over game.
Especially the way the Dolphins play defense and Jalen Hurts plays backyard quarterback.
Right.
He runs around to me, Jalen Hurts isn't a good quarterback. He's a great athlete. And he just runs around, and it's annoying, and it's tough to cover.
Yep.
Peter, I love all these people that are against me, because that just gives me more fuel to my side.
Gives me more money, too. I will say that the game tonight, the game tonight, like there's been word getting around that they're calling this the fraud alert game. So it's basically because Miami's played and they've beaten the shit out of the really bad teams, which is what
But that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. And then they stepped up in class against the Bills, and they kind of, although I will say about that game, the Bills came into that game, and all I kept hearing about was Miami, Miami, Miami. You guys are done. It's Miami's division. And that's what everyone kept saying.
Oh, yeah.
That pissed them off. They beat the shit out of Miami, and it is what it is. It's not going to happen again week 18 in Miami. That's going to be a completely different game. But the Dolphins need to win tonight to shut up everybody who thinks that they're frauds because they can't beat a good team. If they beat Philly tonight, then there's no one that can deny how good they are. And they still don't have Jalen Ramsey back. And once he comes back, the defense will hopefully start gelling, and Vic Fangio can do his thing because he has a top 10 defense every single year. They're not terrible right now, but I think you gotta put Ramsey and Xavier Howard side by side on each end. It's just that's a tough. You have a tough time catching a pass like with those guys. It's just I can't wait. Should be back in Germany against the Chiefs.
What a place to make your start, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Duckets. Any game that jumps out to you? Like, what's the game on? What?
You know, I think this is a tough week. I really do.
It is.
The numbers that are given out there. I think I'm going to be betting the Steelers later.
Ooh, okay.
I think I'm going to. I think that's one of my favorite plays of this week. It's just, again, number doesn't make sense. You know, would Pittsburgh be -3 at home against LA? Maybe. You know, I think LA can get after Stafford. DeAndre Johnson's back. There you go. The whole world is on LA. The line sat around 3.5, hasn't moved much. You know, I think that's at least according to I do a lot of work on Action. I put all my picks up on Action. So if anybody ever wants to follow Jimmy Duckets on Action, you can. But it says according to that, 70% of the people, 70% of the money. And that's usually like the number that I fade against. Anywhere between 65 to 75% of everybody is my number. I haven't gotten it this week, at least. I haven't seen the numbers that I like. I usually like lack of line movement. That's my favorite thing, and to see where the money's going. I also fade late line movement. So right before we're going to catch a kickoff, if we see one of those lines go -3 to -3.5, you know, obviously that's the late money. That's to me the stupid money. I fade right against that, or I'll double a bet. Like if I already have, you know, somebody -3, I'll take them. You know, and it moves to 2.5, I'll take that extra half point. Let's go for more.
I'll tell you I do like your Steelers pick because anyone knows that Tomlin loves being a dog, and his record at being a dog is he's up there. I just know he's got a lot more wins than he has losses. So when the worst thing you could do is usually bet against Tomlin when he's a dog. Like that's where I really, really do like that because he does play that really well. When he's supposed to win a game, he'll lose.
29-19-1 against the spread as a road underdog.
Yeah, dude. He's very good as a road dog.
Don't bet against history.
Nope.
No. You know what? For me, you know, just to go over there. So, Jimmy, I'm going to get into some because you mentioned that actually it's very funny. I've mentioned on the show before. So right now, 68% of the money is on the Rams. So a few years back, again, using covers.com, a friend of mine and I had noticed a trend that when on covers, right, it was exactly 70-30. Exactly 70-30. The 30, almost 90% of the time covered, and more than half the time won outright. You know, so it was just like so it's funny that you mentioned that because it's like that was like the magic number. I'm looking for 70-30, and like today I'm looking at it. There's a couple hovering like the 71-29, but there's no exactly 70-30s.
Right.
But it's just like it was. I don't know what it is. If it's just like, you know, me just building something up that really is nothing to it, but you know.
No, I'm all with you on that. I am 100% with you. I agree.
Yeah.
You know, So right now, what I'm really looking at, if everybody wants to know, I think I'm really gonna push a. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Sorry, guys. No, you guys aren't even Giants fans, but I think Washington's gonna do it on a road.
Yeah, I like that. Sam Howell's not that bad.
No.
He's on sack watch right now because he's trying to beat that record.
Well, that's the problem is that I think the Giants up front, I think now I think they're gonna get at him. I just think this game, the only reason why I'm gonna say that, I think that the Giants are gonna try to control the ball. They're gonna run Saquon. The front four has played a little bit better for the Giants. Again, by no means do I trust this fucking team. I think Daniel Jones is putrid. I hate Giants fans more than I hate the Giants itself. But it's just because they make it out to be like they're the victims in all of this. And I'm like, guys, you drafted a Duke fucking quarterback. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah, that was your first.
Like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, he came out. Like, who were the other quarterbacks in that whatchamacallit?
Dwayne Haskins, RIP.
Yeah, I mean, all right, Jones out again. So listen, Tyrod Taylor, and honestly, they looked the best they did all year with Tyrod Taylor last year. The offensive line played a little bit better than it normally has, but Tyrod Taylor is able to get through his progressions a lot quicker and make better decisions.
So it is Jones today?
No, it's Tyrod Taylor today.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Jones, I feel like he's like in like fight or flight. Like it's hike, and if his first if his first read is not there, he's ready to take off. And I just think that's such a bad mentality to have as a young quarterback, that he's not able to get through, a second, maybe even third progression. I get the offensive line sucks, but here's my thing. Tyrod Taylor played behind that same offensive line and made the Giants look decent.
Yeah.
I think the Giants pull this one out. I'm going to go against you on that one, Duck. It's only because I think
well, I'm gonna give you a way to hedge it. Wandale Robinson over his prop yards.
There we go.
He's all right. I'll take that. I like that.
I think it's 35 or 36.
Tyrod
seemed to like him last week.
While you are here, let's go through our picks. Last week, Jeff and I led the board at 9-4. Jeff was 8-5. Ray and Billy went to shit at 6-7. So let's see. We're split on the Falcons game. Me and Billy with the Falcons, Jeff and Ray with the Bucks. I am the only one on the Chicago Bears, which really makes me feel good. Again, I'm also the only one on the Indianapolis Colts against the Browns. Jeff, you and I have the Lions, even though we probably have just spoken ourselves out of those picks throughout this show. You know what's funny is I said I wanted the Giants, and some reason I have the Washington Commanders there. So it is what it is. Everyone except for Ray's on the Bills. Washington, I'm the only one on the Cardinals. I do have Pittsburgh. I'm the lone man with the Chargers and the Broncos. Ray's on an island with the Eagles, and I am by myself with the Minnesota Vikings. Like I told you earlier, I'm either going to have a really good week or a really fucking bad week.
And I reserve the right to change my picks.
Before the game.
All of them?
I reserve the right to.
After the game is over, I really wanted the other side.
Yep. I have the right to do that.
Was that in the bylaws that I didn't read?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was just curious. I didn't know if we added new stuff. Once again, guys, make sure you follow us on all of our social media at Fired Up Sports Network. We are going to have a TikTok channel starting next week, so it's going to be fun. We're going to get Jimmy Duckets on there. We'll put some videos on him as well as little clippets from our show. If you're interested in joining up the Fired Up Sports team, please reach out to myself, Ray, Jeff, or Billy. Message us. All right. So, Duckets, we like to end our show every week with one thing. I know we went a little bit over. So, I forgot to change it. Hold on, let me change it really quickly so it's historically accurate. Here we go. All right. Bold predictions for week 7. Okay. So one bold prediction for, it could be a prop, it could be anything, but what is one thing that you see happening today that you're willing to put your ass on the line for?
Oh, my whole ass on the line?
Your whole ass on the line.
Gardner Minshew looks good today.
I fucking love it, baby. Love
Gardner
it.
Minshew
Yeah.
looks good against the
No,
Browns.
what they need to do with Gardner Minshew, because he's very good as like coming into the game, like out of the bullpen, they need to start what's his face? Ellinger,
Yeah.
right? They got to start him, then pull him out, then put in Minshew, because if something goes in his brain, if he knows he's starting, he's not as good. If you look at his record, you look at his stats from starting and just coming in through the, when the game, after the game starts, guy's pretty good. So you have to do that way. You have to put in Ellinger, then you got to take him out and just put Minshew in. This way he thinks he's just coming in off the bench.
I think we're sneaking over in that game too.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So we're going Ellinger. Oh, just an update for you. 70-30 exactly on the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots.
Yeah.
And number still staying at that 7.5?
That number right now is 7.5.
Very, very interesting.
Very interesting. Jeff, what's your bold prediction for week 7?
Aiden O'Connell is going to throw for 300 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to do it. I think he could be a real. I think he'd be a real starter. I think he'd be a real starting.
I don't even think 80% of the people watching us right now know who Aiden O'Connell is.
Yeah, Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but.
So because he's going against a shit D, and I think he's really good. I think he's really good. I really do. I think he could be a starting quarterback at least somewhere. Maybe it's Vegas. I don't know what happened with Jimmy, but didn't look great when he went down. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. Aiden O'Connell is going to throw for over 300 yards.
I'm going to write that one down. I'm going to write that
Yeah.
down. I'm going to
Just
check it
remember,
later. Over.
So I'm going to give you 2 things. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 things. I'm going to give you a quick. I know it's frowned upon in the betting world. Okay. I'm going to give you a 2-team teaser. Okay. This weekend, it's all about the birds. Seahawks, Falcons. 2-team, 6-point teaser. Put it to the bank.
I'm happy you didn't say the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it's all about the birds, right? In terms of my bold prediction this week is going to be very similar to yours. The New York Giants have over 400 yards of offense total today. And I think
forever, all season long.
Right. And today. Mm-hmm. I think Saquon goes for $125, and I think that Tyrod goes for 275 plus today.
That's disrespectful to the Commanders' front line.
Chase Young, I have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Listen, they don't call it bold for no reason.
Yeah.
It's a bold prediction. I just something about it. Listen, every year, this Giants team has that one game that gives fucking these moronic Giants fans a glimmer of hope, and they're like, "Oh God, we're turning the corner," and then they fucking shit themselves the following week. This is going to be that glimmer of hope game against a Washington team that's very suspect. Okay, because then, if I'm not mistaken, guys, week 8, who is the Giants play the Jets. Yeah. There's your shit your pants fucking game. There's your shit your pants game.
That's a good 360.
So are you a Dolphins fan? I'm looking at the hat.
Since I'm knee-high to a duck, baby.
All right, good. Good. We got another one. Thank God.
Fucking guys.
All right.
I'm not going to lie. We have the most, this is a very eclectic group because we're Colts and Dolphins, right?
Wait till we
Yeah.
talk baseball.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wait till we talk baseball.
Yeah. Why? Who are you, fucking Cincinnati Reds fan?
I'm a real baseball fan. I'm a Seattle Mariners fan, baby.
Oh, Frank.
Blue.
That could be good.
God.
True to the blue.
Are you as obnoxious as Frankie Mongoris?
No, me and Frankie get along.
Yeah, because you root for his team.
I'm more realistic. He wears it on his heart. He wears it on his sleeve.
Oh,
It was,
man.
when they beat
This
the
is my
Bears in the
boss.
Super Bowl.
This is my boss.
Every boss in the car dealership always has an Italian name like that too. You always have an Italian name.
No, because you know what it is? I feel bad for him, right? Because he's a fucking Giants fan and a Mets fan. So like this poor guy has nothing to root for nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's way better than being a Mets and Jets because at least the
Well,
Giants.
yeah, I mean, at least the Jets
Recently,
are
yeah.
giving. Hold on, the Jets at least are competitive this year.
Yeah, but I feel like they're always competitive, and then they just
Yeah, no, I get it, but you know, being a Mets fan is, as you know, is putrid.
It's hard, man. It builds character. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I mean, it's
Oh
better
yeah,
than a fan.
hold on, and he roots for the Knicks, so he has the trifecta of fucking
Christ.
losers.
I don't know how anybody roots for anything in the NBA.
Yeah,
it's,
I don't.
it's tough to watch.
It's
Yeah,
not.
I'd rather watch the WNBA.
I wouldn't push it that far, but yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the other day. My friend called me. Was like, "Oh, you betting the Vegas team?" I was like, "What?" They were like, "WNBA Finals." They're like, "You don't watch that?" I'm like, "No, I don't. My bad."
No, Ian Lang.
They're like, "You gotta bet them. You gotta bet Vegas today." I'm like, "You may need to go."
Ian Lang is our WNBA.
There's meetings for people like you.
Yeah.
Same person betting Korean baseball. Like,
we're trying to get press passes for Ian so he can really get the hard hitting questions and really get in there in the WNBA locker room, stuff like that.
Now he's attacking you guys.
No, you. You said Colts fans
and Dolphins fans
that I've seen in my life.
I've seen none. But
I mean, I play Madden. I win all the time, so I mean that's. I kill.
Listen, Duckets. There's a reason why. If you see under my name, I still believe that Eli Manning was the most mid quarterback in the history of mankind.
I don't know about that. We could argue about that another day.
We could. If you want to have a debate about that, I will go to war.
5 guys that won 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
I don't give a fuck. He's.
The other ones like what? Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
Don't mid. I posted. Look at his stats. Listen to me. Talk about. You just named Joe Montana, Tom Brady, all these guys, right? Has there ever been a fucking article written about any of those guys questioning whether or not he should be in the Hall of Fame? Ever in their lifetime?
No, but to me, Eli should be in the Hall of Fame.
No, but the fact that there is an article, and not just one, multiple articles, questioning whether or not he is a Hall of Fame player, shows me is the most mid fucking quarterback in the history.
How have the Giants been since he retired?
It doesn't make a difference. How were they the last 5 years he was there?
How is any wide receiver that left the Giants' career gone? Anyone that Eli made a Pro Bowler. How'd Odell's go?
Yeah, but I listen. You don't have to go with me on Odell. I said last week. I think
Jeremy Shockey. Nobody ever heard of Jeremy Shockey again. Dude was a Pro Bowler with the Giants. Wait, we can go on and on. Wait. Hakeem Nicks. All these guys left town, took money, sucked. I think the Manning brothers make people.
No,
Plaxico Burress.
Yeah, you never heard of these guys again. Left in their prime. They didn't leave at 36 years old. They left at 28.
Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz, yeah. You
I'll keep going, man.
He left. He left Eli and stopped doing this.
Yep. We'll keep going, Joe, if you want. We can keep going.
That's fine. And I'll keep posting his stats. Just as many interceptions as he has touchdowns. So he's literally 50% quarterback, like literally mid, just a mid. Listen to me. He gets acknowledged for 2 things: having the same last name as his fucking brother, and because he showed up to work every week.
Yeah,
I show up to work every day. Sometimes late, sometimes really late, sometimes early. But I show up every day. I'm not getting acknowledged into the fucking car salesman Hall of Fame.
No, well, you're not good at that either. But my point is, so the way it works is I'd rather have a quarterback that's going to show up every day and never get hurt and is always there, other than taking a guy who's goes down, he's out. Gets hit, he's out. Now he's out for a couple of weeks. Now he's out for this. Now you have a backup quarterback. At least you know what you're getting. And he came every day. Guy never came out. Never came out. Leave early every day too. If you want, man, if I were you, I would just get rid of him. I don't deal with that shit at my dealership. I get my salespeople right out.
Please.
Come in late, you leave early, goodbye.
Wait, what car dealership is this? Can we give a shout out to it, or is that a no-no?
Yeah, of course. Bedford Jeep, Bedford, New York.
Jeep.
He's got to pay his bills somehow.
Home of the Jeep Seppi,
Yeah.
Okay. I need a new vehicle.
I got you. Whenever you're ready, Duckets.
All right.
I
Just
got you,
Jeeps. It's just Jeeps.
Jeeps, Dodge, and Ram. So whatever you need. Don't worry. I
Yeah,
got a nice fucking pickup.
Ask for
Get you a nice
Frank.
fucking
He's a good
pickup.
salesperson.
I know I have them. I have two.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. I get you a new Ram. Look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Frank,
Listen,
hook up Duckets with a good sales guy. We appreciate
That's
it.
it.
Thank you.
I am the only sales guy.
All right, let's win some money today. Let's get down to
Let's
brass
all right. We went really overboard. We got distracted because I fucking have to vent about.
Guys,
Eli
take the
Manning.
Colts today. Listen, this dude's gonna make some money. He's gonna bet on his team, or you gave up. My bad.
I gave up. I'm
Whatever.
done. I'm retired.
Listen,
Otherwise, I'd be.
I wouldn't be surprised seeing over in that game too. Gardner Minshew over 18 completions. Take them plus the 3.5. If you want to sprinkle a little bit on a money line, have a little fun with this game because I think there's going to be some scoring. Cleveland's offense is inept. We agree on that. We got Taylor back another week. He's back. He's ready to go. Expect him to catch 3 or 4 balls out of the backfield. So that's 3 or 4 easy completions right to him. You mean to tell me Gardner Minshew's not going to complete another 10 to 15 passes to other guys on the team? Come on, lock it up. Lock it up.
Yeah.
Lock it the fuck up.
I like it.
They line jumped up, by the way, to 8 on the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
Went up to 8.
Trying to get people to push back. Maybe no. I don't know.
I just think that like
That may end up being a Buffalo route. It's something I'm going to watch. That'll be like watch and see for me.
that's the game you put in at 12:58.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I'm going to watch it. And hopefully it's like 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's nothing. Maybe the Bills had a fumble. That's the only reason they're moving the ball on that line, move down, and you get it at 6. You know,
I'm just waiting. At some point, Mac Jones has to be benched for Zappy, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Zappy's not good either.
He's not, but that's why.
Was it Western Kentucky?
I think so. But that's why right before you got on, Duckets, we were talking about obviously Kirk Cousins and how I just think that they have nothing to play for. I really think that the Patriots, are on that borderline. Like if they had a legitimate quarterback, I think that as to give up a 4th round pick, a 5th round pick for Kirk Cousins, they can't ask for a lot. They're going to ask for a mid-round pick. So maybe, even a 3rd round. Okay. I'd give up a 3rd, 4th round pick for Kirk Cousins for the rest of the year, get myself into the playoffs. Defense is decent. And once you put Bill Belichick in the playoffs, anything can happen. They have a 2-headed running monster. I think I'm telling you, New England makes way too much sense to trade for Kirk Cousins. And it blocks the Jets from getting him, who makes even more sense to getting Kirk Cousins.
Yes. And I'm going to have the Lions Ravens on the main screen today. So.
All right. We'll see.
I can't watch that game.
Well, Duck, it's a pleasure. We'll see you next week. All right. So let's do it this way. This seems to be a little bit easier.
Much easier.
We'll get you on the screen.
Much easier. I can't pick games the day before. I like to see where everybody's at. I love to pick.
I got you. No problem.
Big games. Just wants to pick.
All right. Well, listen, guys. Again, welcome to the brand new Fired Up Sports Network. New logo, new everything. We're ready to rock and roll. We're hoping you enjoy it as much as we do. And from everyone here at the Tailgate, we'll see you next week. Talk to you later, guys.